Hi, it's Nick from UK Gardening. The other day I cut the front of my hedge and now it's time to cut the top. If I had access, well, I have got access to the other side of my hedge, but the ground over the other side is actually a ditch and it's about 2 or 3 foot lower than actually my garden, so I can't actually access it from the other side. Obviously if I had a neighbour on that side, I could go around there and cut it from their side. So what I've done in the past, or what I normally do, is I do my best circus impression going up on the high wire with this step ladder. Now this step ladder's hurt me so often because it's got a number of safety devices on it. That's the first buckle. It's got 2 catches on it. Let's just close that one again. And then you have to lift it up and then out. And then don't lift it too far out because it's got these red catches. So that then slides down. And locates on the top step. And then this bar slides down. And it has to be as I say, it's had my fingers caught a few times. There's something not quite right here. And the other catch, slide that out. This one's fairly free to just slide up, but you can't have it too high. And then put that catch on. And now you can see my garden actually slopes this way, and I've got grass there. But I'll put that on there as best I can, and it's fairly stable. There is actually a spirit level on here, and as long as the balls are within the dark green area, it's not too steep. Now the last thing I'd do is actually take any power tools up there. I don't really like operating any hand tool, any power tool, up a ladder or on a platform. But what I would normally do is either use my loppers to get in there, and I'd put those through. Or I would use a long-handled lopper, like this. Again, going up the ladder and then just cutting bits off. The other thing I sometimes would do is actually turn the ladder. So that was actually in there. If you've got a similar situation, you can actually put some scaffold up, scaffold tower, and then boards across, or hop-ups that the builders use, and then put boards across. But I had enough of that. I'm getting too old for my trapeze. Now there's the two suppliers that I could find. Hedgemaster is a well-known brand that a lot of the landscape gardeners use. They have a very good and very popular tripod ladder. It's very similar to a step ladder, but rather than having a rear ladder here, it has a pole that comes out here and a wider step. I didn't go for that because it's the one that I would need is actually quite tall. This hedge is probably about 8 foot high, and it would be difficult to store it. So I wanted also taking power tools or hedge cutters up a step ladder, I still wouldn't recommend it. So I wanted a platform. As I say, Hedgemaster make a platform. I went for the competitive product, which is called a Hedgemaster. They're pretty much the same principle. The Hedgemaster that I bought is slightly cheaper, and they do 3 sizes. They do a professional, a classic, and I think this is the one that I've got called a compact. But it would actually give me the options that I wanted for cutting my hedge. Yeah, I wanted this for 3 things. one, obviously cut my hedge. The second, I thought I could actually paint my upstairs windows with it in my house. And I do actually have some trees to take down at my mum's house. They've been topped out about 20 feet. So this should actually, I should be able to use it for that as well. This is the classic. So it's this, and then there's a 3-foot extension as well. So this should, if I've also got my brother's hedge that needs cutting as well. That's a privet hedge, similar height to mine. So I wanted this to be able to go into my estate car. So I just thought I'd do a video on how I open it up and assemble it. The first thing I need to do is get this polythene off. So we've got the ladder out of the packaging. The instructions there. I forgot to mention this platform. It's actually got 2 foot of adjustment on each leg, so it doesn't matter how uneven the it doesn't matter how uneven the ground is. You can always have a flat, level platform. As I say, they're adjustable to 2 foot, so you can obviously raise the platform. I think it's from 5 foot to 7 foot. Yeah, the Hedgemaster Classic platform goes from 2'6" to 4'6", weighs 15 kilos. The Classic, which is this one, goes from 4'6" to 6'6". So what that will give me is 6'6" to the platform height, and then 5 foot on top of that is 11'6", and then the 3 foot extension will actually take me up to 14'6". So that's a working height. And yeah, what I paid for this, it was £438 versus the Henchman at £495. So it's a saving around about £60–70, and then the platform the extension on top of that. A little penknife. These are great, these ties. There, if I put that in there, you should be able to back it out. There we go. There's one. They're great for tying larger shrubs and small trees. Let's get this one. Again, if you can see here, this is cable tie. If you just put something like a flathead screwdriver in there, then you can lever the tab and then pull that back out of there. This one's been cut off, so I'm going to I'll just cut this. He says. There we go. So let's have a look. This is the instructions. Oh, that's the other thing about these platforms. They have really wide, flat feet. So even if you're on soil, they'll spread the weight of you and the ladder, so you won't sink in. Let's see. Thought that was going to be instructions. Instructions. Remove feet from plastic bag and fit to the legs using M6 bolts. Lots. To bring into operation, simply open the platform. Okay. So the platform height is adjustable over a range of 2 feet in increments of 3 millimeters by setting the individual legs to the required height and then inserting the locking pins. I don't think they mean 3 millimeters in increments of 3 millimeters. Attached to the front leg is a floating rung which should be placed in a convenient position and fixed using the locking pins which come with it. Right, well, let's put that under there. let's put these into that on there. These are the M6 bolts. Put that through there. Actually, if I line that up, looking down, it's a lot easier that way. Then you can see what you're doing. These are nylock nuts, so they will stop it from coming undone. Going to do the same here. Lift that up, line the hole up, put it under the underside, push it through there. Just tighten those up. I'm not actually going to tighten these up. There's a couple of spanners in there, but I'm going to put the platform on, but I just wanted to show this. I'll show me putting these on here. Might be better if I turn this over actually. Lift those off. The last one. Oh, don't want to do that. Put that there. So then this one. There we go, through there. Come up through there. Like that. I'll keep those spanners. And now, lift it up. Put the feet. Right. So now, if I move this over here, this weighs 17 kilos. So it's fairly portable. Now that is pretty much level. Might just bring this one out a bit. Let's see if I can work out how we do this. Oh, it is, yeah, 3mm. Because you can take the pin out of one. Take the pin out. There's 3 holes this side, where you can sit here. 3 holes here, well, 4 holes there. Corresponding holes on the actual leg, so you can actually adjust it wherever you like. So brilliant. It says, there we go. Right, moment of truth. I've adjusted that, I didn't really want to. So let's put that back. There we go. Yeah, that's good. Right, as I say, moment of truth. That can swing out. So again, these pins, they've got catches on them to stop them slipping. Stop them falling out, I mean. So it's a safety guard. and that's it. Right, so that now gives me a much bigger working platform. I'll be very confident actually getting the hedge trimmer in there and cutting that. And I actually don't need the platform for doing my hedge. Actually, so confident am I on that platform. I can get my petrol hedge trimmer up. You can obviously put tools on there. Yeah, very confident. Yeah, much better than the wobbly old ladder. So yes, it's not cheap. This, as I say, is about just over £400, £450, but it's so much safer than the wobbly old step ladder. It's light enough to move around, and it's small enough to actually go in my estate car. Yeah, much more confident up here. As you can see, it's rock solid, or pretty solid. You've got a nice working platform. You've got a nice rail to stop you going too far forward. It does actually say don't use it to lean against. It may be that I actually like the way it's vertical on the front, so I can actually turn this around, so I'm actually facing into the hedge. So all in all, I think it's great. Yeah, as you can see, it's very sturdy, unlike the step ladder, which I don't think I'd bother shaking around. And a similar height, I'm okay up it, but it does give you a few hairy minutes, and there's no way I'd put any petrol or powered equipment up on this. And that's pretty much it. If you've got any comments or questions, please post them below. Thanks very much for your time. Cheers.